Get ready to roll the dice and join us as we dive into the latest and greatest in family board gaming news in this episode of Little Big Thumbs. Today, we're going to be doing something just a little bit different here on the channel, at least for us. As of late, I've been scouring all of the board game news websites, cherry-picking what I think to be the top 5 news items from the month of May, as is relevant to the world of family board gamers. Now, before we dive into those stories, I do want to mention that at the end of today's episode, we are finally going to be determining the winner of our most recent Golden Thumb giveaway. And that's going to be for a shiny new copy of the truly excellent game of goose snatching goodness, simply called HONK. So let's get on with it. It's time for the news. Legacy games have been a popular subgenre of the board gaming world for many years, and in May we learned that Ticket to Ride will finally be getting the legacy game treatment, with an expected release towards the end of 2023. Now, if you're not familiar with the concept of a legacy game, let me explain it to you real quick. Most of these games play in somewhat of a narrative campaign format, that being several shorter games with connective tissue between each session. The outcome of each game permanently impacts the games to come, often altering the game's rules, components, and even the board itself. So the news of one of my personal all-time favorite games making the leap into the world of legacy games, that's a big deal. But this is a pretty big news month, so we need a little bit something extra to push this to the top story of our show today. And that is going to be the news that Ticket to Ride Legends of the West is the product of 3 tabletop icons. Alan Moon, the original designer of Ticket to Ride, is joined by Rob Davio, the mastermind behind most great legacy games out there, and Matt Leacock, the co-creator of the top-rated Pandemic Legacy. Between these 3 game design giants and the always top-notch production quality of Days of Wonder, I think we've got a recipe here for a real smash success of a game. Not just in terms of sales, but also in the quality of the experience. The folks at Polygon have a fantastic interview up with the design trio, which I'll link in the description of this video. Ticket to Ride Legends of the West is expected to release in November of 2023, and you can probably order it right now from your friendly local game store or game cafe. In the hobby board gaming world, the most prestigious award of the year is Germany's Spiel des Jahres, and the 2023 nominees for these awards were just revealed in May. We've already created a video covering the nominees in the Children's Game of the Year category, which you can find linked in the description of this video. The main Spiel des Jahres award was originally intended to celebrate the best family games of the year. The jury looks for games that offer fresh concepts, are highly engaging, and offer clear and coherent rulebooks. With all that in mind, the nominees for the 2023 Spiel des Jahres are Dorfromantik, the board game, which is designed by Michael Palm and Lucas Zach. It's published by Pegasus Spiel with artwork from Paul Reeb. Based on a popular video game, this cooperative tile-laying game asks players to build a landscape that meets the needs of the people that live there and the particular requirements of each individual game. Dorfromantik plays with 2 to 6 players and is recommended for ages 8 and up. Our second nominee is Fun Facts, which is designed by Casper Lapp and published by Repo Productions. This is a cooperative party game about secretly answering questions and ordering those answers in order to score points as a team. Between 4 and 8 players can enjoy Fun Facts, and again, this one is recommended for ages 8 and up. And our final nominee of the year is Next Station London, which is created by Matthew Dunstan and published here in North America by Blue Orange Games. In this game, players have been tasked with redesigning London's underground network, which is done by flipping over cards and crafting routes on paper sheets with pencil crowns. Next Station London is a game for 1 to 4 players and once again is recommended for ages 8 and up. Everyone loves to make their predictions on what game should or will win the Spiel des Jahres awards, so if you have some opinions to share, make sure to drop them in the comments of this video. Since we're already on the topic of awards, let's turn our attention to the Cardboard Edison Awards, which seeks to celebrate amazing games that have not yet found their way to a publisher and thus onto the shelves of your favorite local game store. Now, in May, the winner of the 2023 Cardboard Edison Award was announced, and that game is Diatoms, which is designed by Sabrina Sulba and recommended for ages 8 and up. In Diatoms, you and your fellow players dive into a fierce competition of mosaic-making madness, creating jaw-dropping masterpieces and seeking to win over a panel of judges to become the ultimate champion of microscopic artistry. Diatoms was one of 17 finalists in the Cardboard Edison competition, which has produced some highly successful games like Winter, which is now part of De Vere's Pocket Games lineup, and Umbra Via, which was published by Pandasaurus Games. In a funny bit of worlds colliding, when I was an opera singer living in Toronto, I worked on a couple of productions with Dean Bury, a fantastic Canadian composer. And as it turns out, Dean actually entered this year's Cardboard Edison competition as a co-designer with his daughter. Their game is called Saving Atlantis, which we're going to be printing out and trying ourselves in the not-too-distant future. If you're curious to see what Saving Atlantis looks and plays like, I'll drop some links for you in the description of this video. And now, back to Diatoms. This is a positively stunning game to look at. And peeking at the judges' feedback on the game, I'm super excited to try this game out for myself and show it to my kids. Diatoms is actually coming to Kickstarter in the fall, so I'll leave a link in the description to that pre-launch page so that you can be notified when this award-winning game makes its way onto Kickstarter and eventually onto all of our game tables. The classic party game Cranium is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year, and Hasbro is teaming up with Funko Games to create a 25th anniversary edition of the beloved game of miscellaneous activities. It's got a fun retro look and a whopping 18 different categories, including my old favorite, Cranium Clay. Not only that, but Funko Games is also helping to bring 3 other Cranium games to life. Cranium Hoopla first arrived on the scene in 2002, and now the cooperative game of pop culture trivia is making a return with a brand new edition, complete with the Funko Games Magic Touch. This version of Hoopla handles between 2 and 8 players and is recommended for ages 12 and up. And for our younger players, ages 3 and up, Cranium Hullabaloo is making a comeback as well. This game asks players to count, read, match colors, and work together. Honestly, Hullabaloo sounds like a pretty fun and possibly educational game to introduce to the little players in our lives. And finally, Big Brain Detective is an all-new Cranium game for 1 to 4 players, ages 5 and up, which sounds like it might be a perfect fit for our LittleBigThumbs family. This one looks to be a Where's Waldo type of mystery-solving game with 300 challenge cards and a giant map to explore. Funko Games has a great track record, and so I found this to be a great piece of news that just dropped in May, and I wanted to share this blast from the past and the present with all of you. Our final bit of family board gaming news is all about a Kickstarter campaign that is running right now from the board game arm of Catalyst Game Labs. It's called Overlords in Training, and it's created by a family and based on the Doodle Realms universe, which was created by one of the co-designers, Kenyon. I'm just going to steal the description right from the campaign page here. In Overlords in Training, you take on the roles of aspirant overlords, attacking other players via the fighters you've acquired, hunting the giants deep for crystalline to boost your options, protecting your bases from destruction, and preparing for the boss fight at the end of the game. To win, you must survive attacks by the other players and defeat the final boss. Honestly, this art style is right up my alley. It's quirky, a little bit creepy, but ultimately has a really playful spirit. The campaign launched in May and is running for just a couple more weeks. If Overlords in Training looks like it might be up your alley, go check out that campaign and consider supporting a family board game created by a family of board gamers. And once again, we'll include the link to that campaign in the description of this video. And that's the news for this month. If you enjoy this format of gathering and sharing family board gaming news, let us know all about it in the comments of this video. And if you're not already, please make sure you're subscribed to Little Big Thumbs here on YouTube. And now, let's go and find out who has won the Golden Thumb giveaway that we mentioned at the top of this episode.
Welcome back to Little Big Thumbs, and today we're going to be doing the Golden Thumb giveaway. I really hope you enjoy this because we have this copy of HONK ready to give away to whoever we draw. Let's see. Chris Kamenski. I'm just going to write your first name there so you can see it. So, look. I'm going to write the shout-outs, but this is what it looks like. And then fold it open. There we go. Now I need to write the shout-outs. Nikki Needham! Shout out to Nikki Needham! Because you're my aunt. You're our aunt. So, we love you, Auntie Nikki. And whether you've got little players or big players, make sure you've got a game that makes your thumbs go way up. Bye for now.
Bye for now.